Welcome everyone. Hope you're having a great week. Dr. Ben here, Functional Medicine Centers, and I'm excited to talk to you about autoimmune again and some things that you can do today. You can start right now. You or a loved one or a friend, anybody that you know that's dealing with autoimmune can do things today to start changing their autoimmune process, start changing this inflammatory cascade. So welcome. Functional medicine is all about getting to the underlying why. Why is the body going haywire? Why are we having the issues that we're having? As opposed to, hey, let's suppress it. And unfortunately, in the traditional medical model, with autoimmune, they do what? They throw prednisone at it, they throw methotrexate, they throw low-dose chemo, Humira, $10,000 a month. And thankfully it's there for some people short term, but ultimately you've got to fix the why. Hey, Julie, good to see you there in Wichita. If you haven't already, go ahead and put down below where you're watching from. We love to see where everybody's watching in from. And also, if you haven't liked or followed our page yet, hit that button up in the corner, and also hit the button that will remind you when we are going live or when we're posting other videos, and share this with anybody. People need to know that there's things that they can do for their autoimmune. We love to get this information out. We've helped people reverse MS, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Hashimoto's, all types of different autoimmune conditions. So we're going to talk today about 5 steps that you can take now to start changing your autoimmune response in your body. So welcome. And excited to have you guys with us today. So remember, autoimmune, third leading cause of death in the United States when you lump all the autoimmune conditions together. Why do we do that? 190 named autoimmune conditions, because they are going to all have the same underlying why. Meaning that the body's going haywire and it's attacking its own tissue. And so that can be your thyroid, that can be your nerves. Like my mom that had MS, she was in teaching. I was in high school and she ended up getting MS. Good to see you there, Jerry, in Snowflake. She got diagnosed with MS, had to go on disability, and went down that spiral. All the medications, had to get a cane, had to get a wheelchair. We figured it was this degenerative kind of MS that she would probably be dead in 5 to 10 years. And this was way back when I was in high school. I won't tell you how old I am, but it was quite a few years ago. Anyways, she was able to find a great doctor way back when I was in school. They started reversing and unwinding all of these underlying issues that were contributing to her MS, to the point where she was able to give her wheelchair away, give her cane away. She's now 77 years old, does Granny Boot Camp, goes fishing in Alaska, all types of different things, and does not have any more plaquing on her MRI. There's a couple thumbs up out there for people that, if you haven't heard this story, hope it has some inspiration to you. The biggest thing, I have 4 boys. They've been able to experience grandma on a whole nother level. Odds are they wouldn't even got to know her. Now they've been able to actually spend time with her. She's been able to teach them things, love on them, all those wonderful, great things. And she does not have MS anymore. So this is what got me down this path in the first place, was, wow, the body can actually heal. The body can actually regenerate, rebuild. And if it can do that from MS, it can do it from almost anything. And that's what drives me every single day, because that vitality she got back has changed the course of my life, has changed the course of my kids' life, and everybody else she's come in contact with. Okay, let's jump into this. 5 steps you can do now. Good to see you, Doc. 5 steps that you can do now to start working on your autoimmune. Vitamin D, we've talked about this a lot with COVID, with immune system, but with autoimmune, it's crucial as well. Think about this. Vitamin D modulates that immune response, meaning that if your immune system revs up too much, vitamin D is going to help bring that immune system down. If it's kind of depleted, vitamin D will help raise that up. That's why we give people 50,000 IU of vitamin D if they're coming down with a cold or flu or anything like that. Hey, Rosalind, good to see you there. Vitamin D is crucial, but with autoimmune, you need to be closer to 80 on your vitamin D level rather than the 50 to 60 that we're seeing. Hey, Gilda, good to see you there. Hope you were on your treadmill this morning. So vitamin D closer to 80 for autoimmune. So if you haven't tested your vitamin D lately and you're dealing with autoimmune, get it tested today. Get that vitamin D up to that 80 level and you're gonna be feeling way better, a lot less chance of having a flare and destroying that. Blood sugar is the other path that we go down. So number 2, it is Friday, isn't it, Tammy? Happy Friday to you. So blood sugar is the next step that we look at, and blood sugar is going to be not just highs. Most people think about blood sugar and diabetes, pre-diabetes, those things, or maybe they'll think about hypoglycemia, but it's actually the swings that are going to be revving up the most problems with autoimmune. So every time that blood sugar goes too high or drops down too low, we rev up the immune response and we destroy more tissue. So that's why we have every one of our patients check their blood sugar, get a blood sugar monitor, and start checking that blood sugar on a regular basis. Oh, good. Jerry, you found a vitamin D. I was wondering about that, how you were doing with that one. Great job. So number 3 that you need to start doing, and do those today, is thinking about your leaky gut. We had a really in-depth video earlier this week on that, talking about leaky gut, what that does, how it stimulates autoimmunity, all those things. One of the things that you can do today is start adding in some fermented foods, some sauerkraut. I've got sauerkraut on my lunch today. You can do kimchi, you can do kombucha, a lot of different ways that you can do fermented foods. So get those fermented foods in. They're really, really helpful with the gut lining, as well as bone broth. That's another one that's easy to add in. You can get powder, you can make your own, but the fermented foods are great for working on that leaky gut. All right, so number 4, not everybody wants to hear this one. Very commonly, people have a gluten allergy or gluten sensitivity that is going to rev up that immune response, especially in Hashimoto's. If you have Hashimoto's, it's going to target gluten and target the thyroid because they look so much alike. There's other foods that can be affecting the body there, but gluten is going to be the number 1. Most of the time we'll just say, you know what, we're going to come off that. If somebody has Hashimoto's, we'll just take them off regardless of whether we get a test done or not, just because I've seen it so many times and the research shows it over and over and over again. So it could be gluten, could be some other food allergies, but you've got to start by taking some of those foods out, seeing how your body feels better. And the problem is that the research shows if somebody has Hashimoto's, it can rev up the immune system for up to 6 months each time somebody ingests gluten. So crazy what that can do to get up to that point of revving up that immune response. So again, vitamin D up to 80, stabilize your blood sugar, no more highs and lows, fermented foods for that leaky gut, get off of gluten or other food allergens that may be affecting that immune response. And then number 5, another one that especially this time of year is going to be a little bit more challenging, is breath work and ultimately relaxation. If someone is in this chronic fight or flight, I see Lori on there, and I know she's cut back on her Facebook watching as well. She was telling me about that other day, and just getting so worked up about, oh my gosh, what's happening? Am I going to miss this? It's that FOMO, fear of missing out, and what's the next thing coming? So what we've got to do is we've got to focus on our breath. A couple nights ago, I did a talk on that. Check that one out. Talks about even the exhalation of the carbon dioxide is really helpful at calming that down. But if that carbon dioxide builds up too much, then we're going to get more anxious, more fearful, and that revs up that immune response. It's going to put us in more sympathetic, and it's going to attack more tissue. Hey, Lori, check out that video from the other night, and it talks a lot about breath work and relaxation through there. So sitting, relaxing, looking up at the clouds, deep breath, all of those things are going to all of those things are going to help. Yes, Kathy, I'll get those listed out here in a second. I'll post that in a second there. So, all right, top 5 things to do: vitamin D up to 80, balance your blood sugar, fermented foods for your leaky gut, get off of gluten or other food allergens, and you've got to focus on your breath and your relaxation. These are 5 things that you can do today to calm down your immune response, to get your body functioning at a lot better level, and so that you're not destroying tissue. All right, everybody, stay strong out there. Make it a great day. Share this with anybody that you know that can use this information and that they can get their life back. Take care.